I do absolutely oppose the jail. We spend less than $15,000 a year to educate children, yet we will incarcerate them at the cost of $40,000 to $80,000 a year. And if we were to take some of that money and invest in our young people, I think we'd have less of a crime problem. And so having a partially elected school board, or an elected school board, is important for the community to have input. The other piece is that we have got to create alternative programs throughout the system and education programs that meet the needs of what's happening in our society today. We've got to train for biotech, we've got to train for alternative education, we've got to train for those who want to go into the tourism field. We also have to train for the health industry. And we have to make sure that vocational education is available. But the mayor has to be involved. You set the vision for what you want your school system to be. And we've got to root out this culture that says that we've got to teach children to test. We want to teach children to be able to work. We want to teach children to be able to go to college. We want to teach children to be able to compete. That means leadership sets the vision, focuses the school system, and then you have to bring in the philanthropic and the business community and the colleges and universities to say, you are partners in progress. And that's the way we make things happen in this city. Thank you. Let me say about the Baltimore Development Corporation. It's a quasi-public agency. And it gets money. It gets your tax dollars. And so it ought to be open to the public. The meetings have to be open to the public. And under this mayor, they will be open to the public. But I want to restructure the entire Baltimore Development Corporation because we give too much money to their staff. We give our tax dollars, but yet they give our tax breaks to developers. I'm going to refocus the Baltimore Development Corporation and turn it into the Baltimore Development Authority, which will allow and to create a small business development financing fund so that our minority businesses will be able to get revenue so they can start their businesses. We are 70% of the population, yet we're 7% of the wealth. So we've got to create wealth in our city. And the other thing is I want to create an entertainment district, and I'm not just talking about a black entertainment district, I'm talking about an entertainment district among African Americans where we share our talents with the rest of the city. And so in order to make those things happen, we've got to have a revenue generating source. 49% of our residency, 49% of our residencies are renters in the city. Yeah. Any healthy city, that's 67 to 70%. Invest in the people who live in our city first. You want to give tax breaks? Let's start giving some tax breaks in the neighborhoods. Let's make the housing and community development do what they're supposed to do. Instead of taking our tax dollars and giving it to developers, let's give it to the people who live in our cities. And let me tell you something. I'm not against development downtown because we need a strong, healthy development downtown, and we need a strong, healthy downtown. But we need strong, healthy neighborhoods. Focus on 1/3 of the population, 30,000 people each year, converting them into home ownership. That's adding to your tax base $90 million a year. College and university students, you all. College and university students. We got 10,000 college and university students in this city graduating every year. 70% of them moving to other jurisdictions. Create home ownership for the young people coming out of our colleges and universities. 3,000 a year, 3,000 times 3, that's $9 million each year that you add to your tax base. And the Dollar House program, Wilton, we always agree on this, bringing back a program similar to that. The city owns 25% of the board of houses in this city. So if we were taking 3,000 a year, 3,000 times 3, that's $9 million, times 4, that's another $36 million. Now you're adding to the city's budget. That's what you do as the mayor. You create the vision, you set the leadership, and you make it happen. That's what I'll do as the next mayor about you. I don't think we should add 300 additional police to the police force. It's already been said, we can't even afford the police that we have. And let me just also say this. Statistics will tell you this city has more police than any other city in the country outside of Detroit. So we don't need more police. And the police will tell you they don't need more police. The police will tell you that what we've got to do is take some of those folks, and the community will agree, that are inside the police department, that are doing desk duty, let's put them on the streets doing foot patrol. We want to make our community safer because we've got to restore the trust in the police department. Because a few corrupt officers happen to exist in our police department, and that's why I'm going to audit the entire police department because I don't believe that the numbers that we're getting are correct. I'm going to overhaul this police department so that it meets the needs of the citizens. I'm going to create a citywide program. I'm not talking about adding to the budget. I'm talking about agencies, community, faith-based, and business communities working together so that we can work and solve our problems as it relates to our young people. And yes, auxiliary police, yes. Young people involved in our cadet programs, yes. Creating programs back in our school system so that we have more young people getting involved in public safety. Let's create those opportunities. Let's give those jobs to the people who live in our city, and let's get our community working together to solve our crime problems. Thank you. Using our health department, I will continue to educate the public, and we have access to television. You know, and that's what our young people watching television, creating a marketing campaign to educate the public, putting it inside our school system, asking the faith-based community, and again, the philanthropic community to join with me as we move this forward. I've actually written a book for young people, Healthy Holly, trying to get our young people to understand at an early age how important it is to be healthy. In fact, that book is being distributed throughout the school system. We're making it available to our young people because you got to catch them at an early age. And we got to make our streets more walkable. We got to make our parks more accessible. And that means we got to light up our communities so that people can feel safe walking in our neighborhoods. People don't feel safe in Baltimore. And I'm not talking about those big shiny lights shining into our homes, making everybody feel like they're criminals. I'm talking about lighting, you know, and making our city more environmentally safe and environmentally friendly so that people can do more productive things for their own lives.